I actually came to a game 18 months ago. You know, as I said earlier, we've been on plenty of vacations over here to visit my son, and we got acquaintances, myself and Zoran, who knew each other, and I got invited to the game against Red Bull and really enjoyed the game. Charlotte were winners on the day 2-0, and it was a great atmosphere. You know, you could tell it was a community-driven club, you know, with the supporters, and I think that warmth and that feel never left me. So to answer your question, when the role came up, I was approached to see if I would be interested in the role, and I then done my due diligence and just spoke to my family, as I always do, and we felt that this could be a really good opportunity.
Who's a badass? She's a badass. Who's a badass? She's a badass.
Hey Dino, what's up, man? Welcome to Charlotte, dude. Man, we love you. Can't wait to see what you do on the pitch. Hopefully it won't be what Villa did to my Spurs, but you know, that's a whole nother story. But welcome to Charlotte. Man, we get some tea, maybe some crumpets, man, do an old English breakfast or something, man. Just hit us up. Love an interview.
Blood sausage.
Derrick Jones, if you're seeing this, Derrick Jones, I love you, man. I love you, right? You're the only midfielder I love.
No! Get off Capetti's nutsack! I told you, get off his nuts! Capetti is a baller, insect. Just saying.
That big apple was a golden delicious, baby. Let's go!
Atlanta, we go over there. We killing you.
My second game. We love Charlotte FC.
Go Charlotte, baby.
And if anyone on the team wants to marry me, you can.
Oh, that's kind of. Anyways, we'll skip right over that.
Anyways, delete that out of the video, please. My mom would be so disappointed.
TJ, I'm gonna have to hire you for photography. It ain't no TJ, it's JT.
You changed the name, man.
It's fine. It's boot room, aka where all the cleats are. You smell the airflow in here is really good. It smells really good. If they want to stretch their stuff out, get their workout on, bam.
We love Christian, Selena.
I don't know. What can Marks do better?
Selena is absolutely top notch. We're
Top
so
notch.
proud of him. We love him in Charlotte. Yeah, he did a great job.
Like when you go on Kalina's website, you give them like a 5-star Yelp review.
Absolutely, 100% every time.
Damn, I ain't got no interview or nothing. Anyway, over here at Queen City. CLTFC fans, by the fans, damn it.
Hey, George. I got it. Is it CLTFC Fan TV for the fans, by the fans?
Damn it.
What is up?
Damn it. Atlanta, we kill you.
Welcome everybody to CLTFC Fan TV for the fans by the fans. Damn it, Raffy in the house. I see that. I'm JT. That's Lee, and tonight's special guest, Chief Fan Officer Shawn. What's up?
How we doing, fellas? Your hype video got me ready.
Nice. Thank you. Hey, Lee, what happened to our little labels here, man? Our little names. Oh, there it is. There we are.
Yes. Nothing's changed.
Yes, so everybody, if you got a question for Shawn before the beginning of the season, put those out there. If you're new to the show, please sub and find us after the game at the East Gate to do live fan interviews after the game, which is a lot of fun. All right, so what's up?
Not much. How you doing, Shawn?
Doing great. I'm ready.
I feel like I can't talk to you in a minute, man.
It's been a while, huh?
It's been a while. It seems like at least last year since I've seen you.
Yeah, it has. We look, we're gonna be seeing a lot of each other here soon. So
I know. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
I'm ready. You guys ready?
Yeah. Of course we're ready, man. We're preseasoning it up too, man. So yeah, we're definitely ready.
We're getting there. Like I gotta switch my light color up. Let's see here.
Yeah. But yeah, man. So Shawn, before we dig into the Charlotte stuff, man, you've been doing a lot of cool stuff on TikTok with the jerseys and that kind of thing, man. You want to hit on that real quick?
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, just try and look. It's a long off season without matches. Try to think of just content that I'd be interested in, stuff that I'm passionate about, and figured kind of dive into just the soccer culture at large and things that bring joy to me. And kits are one of them. So sharing a little bit of my kit collection, creating some content around that, doing some stuff just around the game at large, around the world, talking footy with all the great soccer fans we got out there. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun putting that together. I'm ready to get back into a lot of match day content though. That's
for sure.
I'm craving.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'm just, England's always on your mind, man. So, we'll just leave it at that, right? And we'll just move on. Just had to throw that out there. So, yeah, man.
That's a good question. I'll throw this out there to your listeners. Let me know, what kind of content do you want to see? I'll obviously do this for the fans. Would love to hear what kind of stuff you guys want to see more of, and what I can do from a content perspective.
Yeah, man. So, you know how active we are on the socials, Facebook, Twitter, all that fun stuff, right? And we get in the mix of the chatter, right? And the one big question that keeps coming up is this kit launch. Now, we're seeing, or I saw that the club members, season ticket holders, are getting the invites, but it doesn't look like the rest of the invites are coming out. So is it just for club members this year, or is it for like you open it up like you have in the past?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. So all of our events, specifically here, we're talking about kit launch, have always been limited. So always based on capacity. We've been fortunate first couple seasons to have the event at larger venues. Last year was the stadium, so we were able to have the largest attendance, from a kit launch perspective. Stadium's not available to us. So this year, we expanded our benefits. One of the benefits that we added was for our club members to select certain exclusive experiences based on the amount of season ticket members in the club level that selected VIP experience for kit launch. And based on the capacity, we had to extend that invite first to our club members. So if they don't claim all of those spots and we have more availability, then we're going to open it up to STMs at large. So, it just comes down to the capacity of the venue. So hopefully we'll be able to open up, but again, most of these events are always going to be limited capacity. So, we were excited that there was that much interest, from our club members in this one, but let's see what happens.
What's the venue?
Man, that's a great question.
I was just thinking, it's like, how big is this place?
Yeah,
It's at Shawn's house.
I'm blanking on the venue.
Okay, no worries.
But yeah, we're excited. Look, we know this is obviously a big event for us every single year, and unfortunately, there have been STMs that didn't claim their spot in time, and it's always been an event that was filled up to the max. So, we hope to open it up. We'll see. I'm excited about this kit, as I know a lot of fans are.
That's actually pretty legit.
We saw some of the images of what it may or may not look like, but I'm personally thrilled about it.
Yeah. Is that one behind you? See?
Nah, nice try.
Yeah. All right. So, when is that kit launch? What date is that? When can we expect it?
So kit will be available for sale online on February 17th. That's also the date of that event, but it will be for sale online February 17th. And then Monday, February 19th, it'll be available at the team store.
Okay. So, all right. So we can't get it. All right. Fair enough.
But yeah, it's sick. It's got a mountains to sea vibe. Right.
Yep.
So mountains to sea for us, we're really leaning into exploring everything about the Carolinas and all that it has to offer. And, I think just the story that led to, the inspiration behind the kit was really, really cool. And pretty happy with how it turned out. Hope our fans love it.
That's right. And then the other big question, is because we're all about receiving from the club as much as we put into the club, right? The season ticket members gifts, last year we got the crown. The year before that, we got, the big box with everything in it for the inaugural season. So, if you want to drop what we're getting, that's cool. But if not, when can we sort of start expecting them to show up in the mailbox?
No, I'm not going to drop because I always love when those are a surprise and those start hitting the doorsteps of all of our STMs. And I get excited to see the pictures when people get the first packages. But TBD, I don't have a date yet. We're always kind of at the at the mercy of production. Last year, obviously it was really, I thought it was really cool and it was custom made. So it took a little bit of time. So, but we're hoping for those to drop soon.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And just moving on, we're going to knock out all the sort of fan questions first before we get into nuts and bolts of the, Charlotte FC and that sort of thing. So, there's a social on Thursday.
Yeah. So, Crown Social this year, we've opened it up in the first 2 seasons, really just an invite to our supporters, but kind of rebranded it. Instead of a supporter social, it's a Crown Social open to all of our STMs. Opportunity, we're expanding a little opportunity for those season ticket members to come in, learn a little bit more about their memberships, meet some of their reps face to face, see what's in store for them this season. And then, of course, we've got the chant practice opportunity for everybody to hear some of the new chants, mix, mingle, have a drink on the club. Always a really good time. Really, first time you're coming together after what seems like a long off season and a short off season at the same time. So it'll be a lot of fun. It's free. So make sure you RSVP, come on out. Hope to see everybody there.
All right. Yeah. And talking about RSVP and these away day tickets.
Yeah.
Now we had Joe on the show, right? And I appreciate him coming on the show. He had made mentions like, so for me, for instance, I have 4 season tickets, right, in the supporter section. So essentially I have 4 tickets for an away game. However, it sounded like I could spread that out against 4 different games if I wanted to, so, but I'm finding like I went in for Austin and then I went back for Atlanta and it was like, nope, you've already got your 1 ticket. So
yeah. Prez misspoke. No, it's look, you'll get 1 game, right? Our club seat members get 3 games. So you can't necessarily break that up. It is 1 game up to 4 tickets. And again, club members get 3 games to select. We're excited about that, man. And I hope our fans see that just, going into year 1 of the inaugural season up to now, we hear you guys. We try to increase benefits. We try to revamp things, change what we can. So I hope our fans see that. I'm excited about this. You guys as supporters create an incredible atmosphere at home. And we wanted to be able to bring that on the road. And the response already has been insane. It's been awesome. So, I'm hoping that we see Charlotte FC as the top traveling team this year.
Yeah, see, and maybe you can take this back to whoever makes the decision, right? Because, again, my 4 tickets, right? I for personal reasons, I don't have my kids every weekend. And those are the sort of the weekends I pick for the away games, right? That I would like to go to. And obviously it's nice to go to away games, right? So, I'm not going to take 4 people with me to Austin, right? And I mean, so I don't know. I just feel like I don't want to sound like, I mean, I'm kind of bitter about that actually.
No, that's fair. Look, we've expanded things, we've improved, we've tweaked year after year, and so again, this is the launch of this away program. Hopefully, it continues to grow, and more people not only claim these tickets, but we want to see people actually use it. Right, we're putting a big investment into this, and we want to make sure people are going to travel, going to obviously add to the atmosphere and our benefit. So. It's great feedback. We'll take that. We'll obviously look to improve and enhance as we move along. So share that feedback. Love it.
Yeah. I mean, that's
go ahead. Shawn, our chief fan officer, most people don't have that, loves the feedback. He ain't scared of it.
Ain't scared of it. Get plenty of it. I'm ready for it.
That's it.
He's still here. It's the third season. He hasn't left yet, y'all. So
yeah, so some other things that may not have been noted, right? The email's gone out for the season ticket holders, get the MLS pass, right? So if you're a season ticket holder, you should have that in your inbox. Royal Family, they released their new chants, so those chant cards are out on social. New hype video. We're getting a new hype video.
Yeah, excited about it.
You see it?
No, I have not seen the full thing. But there's a lot of cool stuff, man. I gotta say, if anybody has had any hesitation about coming out to the opener, I mean, new hype video is going to be insane. I know the work that's being put into that one to build on the story that's been told in the first 2 years. It's going to be pretty special. You mentioned the new chants. I'm pretty excited about those. Great job for each of the different supporter groups to come together, collaborate on those. I was out at drummer auditions this past Sunday. They recorded these chants coming together and putting the work in on a weekend. Is always admirable and much appreciated. I'm really excited about some new things that we've got cooking on for halftime. Some new moments that our supporters are putting together. Maybe in addition to the Pepsin and Peppas that takes place pre-match, kind of its own vibe for second half kickoff is going to be a really cool moment. So there's a lot happening. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Right on.
How does that work? Hold on. How does that work on your end, Shawn? How involved are you in the planning of these event or whatever's going to happen in stadium and stuff like that? I mean, do you have a voice at the table, or are you just privy to hey, we're going to have drones this Saturday or whatever it is? How does that work?
Yeah, I mean, pretty involved in most of those conversations. Obviously, I'm only one person, so a lot of conversations are happening at the same time. So I can't be in every single room at once. But most certainly, particularly when it comes to match day experience, working really closely with our head of entertainment on what a lot of that one looks like. Looping in our supporters on the council and making sure that they have a big voice in that. And I want to find ways that we as a club can help enhance the stuff that they're already doing. And how do we make it bigger and better? Big project just for me on the club side was getting more participation from folks outside of the supporter section. How can we enhance some of those chants? How can we work with the supporters maybe for some of those newer chants to be a little bit more simple? And how can we build on those? And I'm excited for how it's all going to come together on this first match in February.
Nice. Yeah, so are we. We're stoked. I can't believe it's already here. The off season seemed to go by just like that.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's super short, but it also feels like that October match was a while ago. So, yeah.
Shawn, before we move on, was there anything that you wanted to bring up that we're not privy to? I tried to cover most of it for you.
Yeah, I mean,
back on the season ticket members package.
Yeah, I mentioned a lot happening for that opening match. I think one of the things that I'm pretty excited about, just from the ticket sales side of things, they really worked hard on creating more options for fans. I think probably in that inaugural season, in terms of options, it was a little bit more limited, right? You're buying an individual ticket. We have those $15 tickets. 2 weeks prior to the match, and then it was season ticket memberships, right? We've been able to grow, create some flexible options. We've got this 4 Upper Bowl tickets option where you can pick 4 games in the Upper Bowl, super affordable. We've got a group option for the home opener where you can come out as a company and buy 100 tickets for like $1,000. And, we include some pretty cool experiences on top of that. So, again, we're hearing you guys as fans and what you guys want and flexibility and, more affordable options. So, if anybody ever feels like they don't have an option or they're not seeing what they want to see online or from other fans, reach out, call our ticket office, man. They've got so many options that honestly, I can't even store in my mind. They've got things to be able to come out. So if you want to make it out to a Charlotte FC game, give our ticket office a call. Those guys and girls are working really hard to try and make flexible options for people.
Right on. So Greg's asking a question. What's going to be done to make sure that, us folks in that March all this time can still get the gate giveaways, sort of like last year, or how's that going to work?
Yeah, I think pretty similar to last year. Look, we last year we held giveaways specifically for those marching, and look, it's never going to be a perfect process, right? You can't always predict exactly the amount of people that are going to march every single time, but we store a good amount for those marchers. I mean, we've wristbanded a lot of folks. We put that in the hands of our supporter leaders, so they're out there making sure that their marchers have wristbands so they can get into section 121 and have access to some of those giveaways. So, if a giveaway is really, really important to you, my best advice is to get there early, as early as possible. We typically have those well past initial doors and initial gates opening. So, but we do reserve a pretty significant allotment for those that march.
All right. Fair enough. Just running through these. All right. Yeah. Anything else you want to touch on, Shawn? Around the fans part? Yeah. All right. So, unless you got any more questions out there, folks, JT, you got any questions for Shawn, like fan related questions before we start diving into the team stuff?
Shawn, who helps you do your job? I mean, do you have anyone? Do you have a support staff? I mean, I know you work with all sorts of people and everything, but is there anyone that works directly with you from the club that helps you do all your stuff?
I get, there's a couple folks that help out. I'll shout out Nezzy, who was a massive help to me last year. But there's a lot of help from a lot of people at the club. So
cool.
That's it. So yeah, folks, don't forget we do have the phone lines open. So if you call in, feel free to. All we ask is if you're trying to shoot a question towards Shawn, it is respectful. I know we kind of get upset with some of the club's decisions, and so that's all we ask. But other than that, we can go for it. And so let's move forward, right? So
show the number again. Oh, there you go.
You got to give me time, man. You got to give me time. This button's going on around here. There's all these buttons. Yeah. So we're going to basically start talking about the club, right? I mean, Dino, the boys are over there in California, Coachella, right?
Yeah.
They had that
the game tomorrow.
They had the game tomorrow, and they had that game the other day, which was another draw. But we'll sort of leave that alone for now, just because it's preseason. But there was a couple of questions that was brought up to Dino, and we'll just watch a quick clip of kind of how he responded, and then we'll talk about that.
Yeah, another friendly in the books. It was a really good workout. I thought we had really good control the first 30 minutes of the game. They're a strong team. They've been together for a long time. They've won the MLS 2 years ago and got to the final last season, so we knew it would be a tough game for us. But I thought that we played very well, especially probably the first 45 minutes, last 15 when we started to get tired, because it's the first time that a lot of the players have played 60 minutes. So it was certainly the first hour was good, or the first 11 players who played in that hour, and then the second one as well. We took a really good lead, scored 2 good goals, and deserved that lead. I thought we got sloppy then as we got tired, but to be fair, we've been stressing the players, so they were playing stressed today. They were playing tired because we've worked them hard. We wanted to see how they could make better decisions when they were tired, and unfortunately we conceded a couple of late goals.
Yeah. So what's your take on that, JT?
Sounds like the lads are getting in shape.
Yeah.
I mean, anything with the preseason, he's basically saying that, they're definitely getting in the game shape. So,
yeah, I mean, he calls out the obvious, the elephant in the room, right? The draws, again, the late conceded goals and that sort of thing. And yes, it is preseason, and I know we all get worried that some of that stuff from last year is going to carry over. But that pullover he had on, Shawn, was pretty hot, man. Where can we get those at? That's what I want to know.
I'm assuming they'll drop pretty soon at the team store.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just it's the Anthem jacket for this season. We've always had every Anthem jacket in team store shortly after kit launch. So I don't know if they'll be available on 219 with the kit, but that's this year's 2024 Anthem jacket that you'll see the players walk out with. I know they're traveling with some of that too. So I'm glad everybody likes it. I love it. It's obviously nice for us to get a little bit more like custom colored stuff. I feel like a lot of the stuff from our friends at Adidas were pretty neutral colors the first couple seasons. So yeah. But look, just, in terms of preseason, I think, just my personal approach, right, just as a fan for clubs I follow, like, things I'm looking at more than anything is how is the system being integrated, and how are players adapting to a system, in this case, the Dean's trying to implement, and, looking at individual performances more than anything. Obviously preseason is meant to learn that system and find your fitness, and players are competing for spots too. So I think, results, like, you always want a result for sure, but in preseason, honestly, and this is just me speaking as even just a fan of my clubs, I just don't give a crap about results in a preseason. Like, again, this is about guys finding fitness, implementing the system, and again, winning. They're battling, right? They're all battling. It's a new manager that's come in, and so nobody has a right to a position, and they're all going to be competing, which is always nice to see.
Right on. So it looks like Edward is calling in, so we'll just bring him into the show real quick and see what he has to say. Hey, what's up, Edward?
Hey, what's up? Yeah, just quick question. I don't know if Shawn will know the answer to this, but been wondering if Sir Minty is ever going to get an upgrade to his outfit, or at least a bath.
Yeah. No, Sir Minty. I don't know if it's. I'll be honest. I don't know if it's going to be ready for the match on February 24th. But he'll have a nice clean suit this year. We got to take care of our mans.
Hold on. You say you don't know if Sir Minty's going to be there on the opening?
No, he'll be there. I don't know if he'll have his bath in time.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that's a scoop I want to check out. I'm going to find him, y'all.
That's right.
See how dirty he is.
Yeah. Edward, do you have anything else, man? Are you good?
Yeah, that's it. I'm good.
All right, buddy. We appreciate you calling in, man.
All right, no problem.
See you. Yeah, man. So, again, there were some other thoughts that, around the preseason games that's actually happened already, right? So we got another clip here, but from Dino real quick, and then we'll just chat.
How much does result mean to you at this point versus conceding 2 late goals? How much does that speak to mentality for you versus just trying to build on tactics and principles and those kinds of things at this point in preseason?
Well, the key at the moment is to work on principles and tactics, but I want to win games. The players know that. We've lost late goals in the last 2 games, so we need to work on our mentality, but also our fitness and our decision making in them moments. Both goals could have been prevented. We've made a mistake for the first, and then the second was from a set piece when we should have dealt with the throw-in better than we did. So, yeah, again, pretty simple fixes for me, really. Wasn't a team that opened us up very well. I thought we stayed compact and made them go around us, and Kalina's played the first 60 minutes and didn't make a shot and make a save in the first 60 minutes. So that's great progress so far.
Then finally, last time we spoke, you mentioned in Coachella really starting to work on advancing the ball through midfield into the forwards. How do you feel we've progressed so far?
Yeah, no, that was better, especially in the first hour.
I thought we played in the opposite pockets really well. Brecht and Scotty Arfield got really good balls into there. The final ball was probably just what was missing at the moment, but the connections are getting there, and we'll get better.
Cool. Thank you, Dino.
Brilliant. Thank you.
I mean, there's a couple of nuggets in there, man. I mean, he mentioned that Kalina didn't even have to make a save for the first hour of the game, right? So, I mean, obviously, again, right, and Jonathan agrees with us, right? Worrying about preseason results are meaningless. But, to me, the fact that Kalina didn't have to even make a save, I'm assuming, like, all the shots didn't just go wide when he was talking about that, right? So, yeah, I mean, there's that. Yeah. And so, yeah, I agree, right? I like Dean too, right? I mean, he's direct on how he addresses it. Unfortunately for him, he probably grew up in the British media, and they can be pretty brutal when it comes to football, right? So the fact that, he calls out the elephant in the room, right? And he makes it sound like that, hey, we can correct this. We know how to correct it. We see the problem, and, sound like set pieces were the biggest thing. And then obviously towards the end, I'm assuming tired legs / probably some of the younger players in there too.
Yeah, and that's what preseason's all about, right? So, again, excited for fans to actually get to see their first look at the team tomorrow. That game will be free and live streamed on our website. So
at 2 p.m.
Yeah, 2 p.m. So nice late lunch for folks to be able to tune in to that one. And just keeping an eye on how players are performing and how they're kind of grasping the system. And I'm looking forward to seeing a few of the guys for sure.
Who are they playing tomorrow?
They are playing at Galaxy, at 2 p.m. on the club's website, assuming that they don't get flooded out and the pitch isn't like a mosh pit out there, because apparently, according to the weather folks, there's a lot of rain hitting that side of the country.
Man, we can't escape that match day rain, huh?
We did last year, though. We didn't have any delayed games or anything.
Oh, you better knock on wood saying that, because compared to the first season and the thunderstorms and everything, we got really lucky last year. So let's keep that up.
Yeah, but I mean, I agree. I think Dino is just a fresh breath of air, right? To me, it sounded, and I'm not going to sit here and bash Latanzio just because they got different approaches, right? But it seems like Dean's not scared to sort of mention what's wrong with the club or the team, right? And to do what needs to be done to fix it. So, tomorrow's another day, definitely another preseason game, right? But I'm excited to watch it. And yeah, man, I would agree with Benny here, right? He's a proper gaffer. So.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the experience as a manager and top flights across different leagues. He's been in virtually every situation, so he knows how to handle it. And I think the biggest thing for me that stands out with him is just how calm he is. And I think there's a confidence in the approach that he's bringing, and I think that's going to exude down to all the players and everybody around him. So
the Ginger Marino, I think hopefully he plays better.
I don't want to.
Marino's kind of boring.
Yeah.
To me, his tactics are kind of boring for sure. But yeah, so some other things that we've been doing, right? I mean, we did an interview. Was it yesterday, JT?
Yes, it was. Today's Tuesday, right? We're still getting used to our new time slot on Tuesdays instead of Wednesdays. So it was yesterday.
Yeah. So we stole top end spots since he decided, and plus Wednesdays have the games, right? So we can do live watch alongs and that stuff on Wednesdays too for everybody. So, but yeah, so we kind of, we got a couple more clips here. Some of them less than 2 minutes, but we'll just play a couple of questions that we asked Bogert, right, about Charlotte, and then we JT, we're gonna have the full interview ready to go by the end of the week.
Yeah.
All right, you heard it, folks. JT on the hook for the full interview. So the first question we asked him was about the Swiderski loan deal and what his thoughts were on that.
All right, we got Tom Bogert with the latest hot tip coming in fresh off the hotline. Tom, please tell us, what did you just learn on that phone call?
About Charlotte.
No, nothing there. Nothing from Charlotte. So nothing I can talk about yet.
Yeah. So what do you think about all that? I mean, we lost 2 DPs and a young DP, or the young DP and the under 22 initiative and all that, whatever, just confusing as hell, typical MLS stuff. But essentially we lost 3 players. I mean, Melo, right, didn't really get to play much. And then we lost Jaws. And then obviously the big one for a lot of our fans, at least, was Camille. I mean, not Camille, but Carroll. So,
Yeah.
And that was a loan deal, which we went back and forth trying to understand how we can gain a DP slot since he's gone now on a loan, right? Can you maybe help us understand that?
Yeah, so the way that it's a difficult kind of equation to figure that out. It has to do with how much of his salary Hellas Verona is taking on. I'm assuming all of it. And then if they're paying a loan fee at all, I don't know. But Swiderski's been here for 2 seasons, and the way that budget charge works is the transfer fee is divided up over the course of the contract. So he's been here long enough. Plus, I'm assuming that Hellas Verona is covering enough or all of the salary, and maybe there's a loan fee. So whatever it is in that equation that got to the point where they announced it, that they opened a DP spot. So that's I guess the bottom line that we all need to know.
Yeah, so that was huge, right? I mean, that deal was done before Jaws went, and I think the biggest thing for us, right, was to have that DP slot open. You know, obviously we needed to offload some players before we could get any players in. You know, I wish I knew more about the deal itself, right? If they, you know, I think there's some incentives, right? If he stays up, they got the option to buy. If he goes down, they can just send him back or something to that effect. What do you know about it, Shawn?
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty accurate. Look, you said it. You know, I think everybody knew in order for us to be able to make moves, guys had to be moved. And, you know, it gives us a ton of flexibility, and the window is still open. I think that's the important piece to remember, is the window is still open. And look, Zoran, Bobby, Thomas, and their team are all working tirelessly. I can promise you that, to improve the team always. And so, you know, we're mentioned it. Dean's calm, and we're working with him to make sure he is well equipped to go into this season confident. So, yeah, like I said, tomorrow's going to be a good opportunity for people to see some of the players. We're excited about the signings that we have made. Crown Legacy has been absolutely huge for us, and those guys are going to step up in a big way. Ajiman, I think, has a massive opportunity ahead of him. I think he's got star power written all over him. So, you know, I think everybody's feeling pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, you know, again, that deal was kind of it was confusing to me, right? Especially with the way MLS does their rules and everything, right? So, you know, our follow-up question was basically to Tom, right? What does that mean if he comes back? If we are out of DP slots, how would that Swiderski deal sort of affect us as a club?
Yeah, so it would just nothing in terms of like on the field. It's just that they wouldn't be able to register Swiderski to the team to be able to play. And if the goal or idea was for him to be transferred anyway in the summer, the only real problem would be every team that Charlotte is talking to about a potential deal for Swiderski, those teams have the negotiating stance of, we know you need to get rid of him, and thus the price goes down. So, like, that's the only potential kind of background or backdrop of that. But on that, it's not like that they would have any penalty or whatever from MLS.
Right. Okay. All right. So, yeah, I wasn't sure, right, if they had to just specifically keep one open for Swiderski or not.
In practical terms, Swiderski is never coming back here.
I mean, his plan is to not like. But again, if Hellas Verona don't stay up, and if they don't trigger the option, then technically he'll be a Charlotte FC player, like the same way that Tati Castellanos was in the summer when his loan to Girona ended, and then like a month later was when NYCFC sold him. Like, he never came back to New York, right? But he was technically on the roster, or like owned by the club.
So he will. Swiderski never will physically be back in Charlotte.
Again, unless things go terribly wrong.
All right.
Yeah, so I mean, that sort of clears it up, right? I mean, we don't have to save a DP slot for Swiderski to come back. It just essentially means that we can't register him or use him or play him, right? We have to get rid of him or a DP player at the time, you know. it's going to be interesting. I think the summer is going to be a big window for us. It would be nice definitely to have some signings for sure, right?
And the window's open until April, right? April.
MLS window is, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Summer. Yeah, it's all confusing.
It is.
No, Bogert's accurate in all of that, and again gives us the flexibility now. And look, at the end of the day, we obviously need to do what's best for the club, but we always want to make sure to do right by a player as well. And Swiderski made it known that he aspired to play in Europe in a top 4 league, and we were able to make that happen in a way that suited us well, and obviously got him into a top league. So.
Yeah, for sure. And then, the conversation kind of continued a little bit. Then basically we was like, well, what kind of player does Charlotte need? Like, where is the positions, right? A lot of us would agree that we need the right wing and that we probably need a center back, but Tom had a different spin on it, which was kind of interesting to me. And we can discuss that after. I think personally we need a winger, maybe a center back. I know Dino's asked for a left-footed center back, but I'm not sure how crucial that is. But those are definitely 2 places we sort of lack in coverage and sort of a decent enough player really to start, right?
Definitely an attacking midfielder, or at least like an attacking player. Number 10, winger and center back, those are things that they're looking for. In terms of DPs, it'd be probably a 10 or a winger, depending on the profile, depending on the players. But they're in a really good spot. What they needed to do was have outgoings first to have room for the incomings. So particularly the Uzwiak deal was so big to get that done. Yeah. It's a transfer. It's not a loan. Hey, it didn't work out. It's over. Good luck with your career, and we'll have good luck with ours. So that DP spot's open. No matter what, that means that Petkovic can be elevated to the first team, which is huge, which is something that couldn't happen last year. So that's a new signing into the team that needed to happen. And now with the 2 open DP spots, one can be a senior DP and one can be a young DP, and then they could add another U22 initiative player. So while it is slow, and particularly when you look at some other teams that had big overhauls, Colorado Rapids have acted, I think, quicker than any other team. They brought in 5 new starters and a new coach, and all of those players were here within the first days of preseason, if not before it. And Charlotte isn't there yet, but what's most important was that they needed those outgoings to happen first for the incomings to be even possible. So they're halfway through, and it's a really good start for me. I really like the Dean Smith hire. And again, they were able to get out of Uzwiak, and they were able to not just seal a deal for Swiderski, but when I was first hearing that it was a loan, I was like, oh no, that means that they won't have a DP spot open. So whatever they did with the math there to make sure that they could have a DP spot open, well done for there. Now it's about the incomings and getting the right signings.
Yeah, I mean, straight to the point, right? I mean, we had to get them out before they could come in. And, like Lee Hanna said, right? Dino said those were not his DPs, and he wanted people to kind of work for their spots. And I guess, I think personally, right, Carroll was talking about, or his agent or whoever, right, leaked that he was ready to leave last year. And so, I think that writing's been on the wall for a while. And then obviously, again, with Jaws, I feel that deal was just a bad deal all around, Anybody?
Yeah, huh? And we got to allow the new manager to have his imprint on this, and team knows what he wants and how he wants to play, and now it's about going out there and getting it.
I'm looking forward to it.
My understanding is top end they're not paying, so I don't know. We'll have to see if we can figure that out. You can maybe reach out to your folks and see what you can find out and let us know. But yeah, I mean, so again, there's been a lot of talk, right? And then, I 1 second, I saw a comment, and some of these comments I am storing for later on in the segment. We're just trying to actually have some sort of layers to this, right? So we can stop being all over the place. What's the technical term for that? So Wesley, man, regular OG, right? Regular OG. What place do you have Charlotte finishing the 2024 regular season? I'm all over the place on this, but we did estimate the playoffs.
Yeah, I think that they're going to be in contention for the playoffs at least, like as it is right now. And again, assuming that they take another couple big swings with DPs, like I do really like Dean Smith. He's one of the coaches that I assume will get a facsimile of how he wants to play kind of pretty early. it's not something that's going to take months and months and months. It's more about, I guess, having the players and drilling it and going over and over and over again. So look, they really desperately need a high level number 10. Like they need a high level attacking signing at least. Like that's going to key into a lot of what this team does because they have a lot of pieces that I like. You know, again, I'm still thinking that Copetti is going to be a good forward in this league. There's central midfielders on this team that I quite like. You kind of go down the list, like, but they need that like talismanic attacker, the chance creator. Like Curran Vargas, I like a lot as well. But if he's your best chance creator, you're the guy that you have to rely on every single week, I don't think that's a great spot for him. So a lot relies on who their biggest signing is. But again, that rings true of how many teams, right? Like, what would New England be without Carlos Hill or Nashville without Hani Mukhtar? It's like that kind of thing where it's like, yeah, it's going to rely a lot on one player, or my opinion of the team is going to rely a little bit on one player, but that's not abnormal across this league.
So top 7?
I mean, I'm thinking of them more like I would definitely wouldn't say top 5. Absolutely not.
Right.
So, but I mean, like it'll be jumping. The Eastern Conference is really strong, so that's going to be playing against them this year. So I think that they're going to be more or less like fighting for the play-in or the like bottom half of the playoffs. And again, like as long as there's positive steps forward, like a foundation formed, like I feel like this is like what I would be saying about the team last year. As long as that we're seeing a long-term progress, like that'll be a successful year. But again, like that's what we have to say. That's what I have to say again. That's what I genuinely believe, that this is more of a long-term fix with Dean Smith. And it's about finding long-term solutions and not just short, quick fixes.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a big reset for us this year, it seems like.
I was going to say, I hope it is long-term with as many coaches as we had so far. But yes, but hey, give us 3 years, Dean. Give us oh my God, 4. That's insane.
That was a damn it right there at the end. Yeah, so, I figured there'll be some comments like this about Copetti, right? And we touched on this last week on our show, right, JT, where we mentioned that first time he met the players was at Walk's funeral.
Yeah.
The man moved basically from another country to Charlotte, right? Walked into a funeral, basically. Also he had a new baby.
Had been in that country the whole time. Not only came from another country, plenty of the players do, but as far as we know, he never left Argentina for the most part. So, yeah, I think, and after the kid and stuff, and when he started bringing the kid with him on the walkouts and everything, which was kind of funny to see that. Did you see? We were seeing that, Shawn, towards the end of the season. Copetti would bring his baby out, and then like there was someone from the club. Who was it? Natalie? Someone had to go out there and get the baby from him, and then go deliver it to the mother or something like that. It was funny to watch that. But he seemed to be more settled in and playing better towards the end of the season. So
yeah, I think I'm right about Copetti, and I know it's easy to forget about the human element, and you're so focused on what a player is doing on the pitch, but you got to think about that human side of it, right? Brand new country, moves, just has a baby, new team he comes to has a massive tragedy taking place. You mentioned the first time you even met him, and it's at the funeral, right? So all these things happen, make it really, really challenging for him. I think he's a player now, new manager, nice little reset, getting a little bit more comfortable, right? That's a big opportunity for him. Having a player like Ajiman come in and push him, I think all fans, I don't want to speak for all fans, but I know I was excited, and I would have loved to see more of Ajiman. And, I think he's somebody that can provide a ton. So that's two guys right there that, in terms of where they were last year to this year, can provide for us. I think Brecht is somebody that we brought in the last summer window who has some talent, right? And I think he can come in and certainly make an impact. And there was a lot of ups and downs last year, right? And we know the frustration of conceding late and feeling like there was some frustration maybe tactically, and we were still able to finish in that 9th spot. And I think by shoring up a couple things, some consistency, we meant like Dino coming in and providing a lot of that with his experience is going to be a big boost to us. So yes, the team is working hard on incomings and trying to improve the roster, but I think there's a lot to be positive when you just look at last year and some of those factors. And
well, we dropped like what I forget the total, but like 20
Crazy
something
number,
points,
yeah.
right?
Yep,
And,
all the stats are out there.
But with that being said, right, I mean, here we are, the fans sitting around watching everything that's happening with all these other teams in MLS and the Eastern Conference, man. It's just getting ridiculous. Some of the players that are coming in, the teams are shoring up. And you mean, this is a valid point, right? I mean, hopefully the Capetti rule, right? That's pretty funny. But, the new rule in MLS is to stop, that fake falling in the ground and playing hurt and that sort of thing. So, I mean, I'm sure Dino's put his arm around him and told him to, be a little tougher up front, don't go down so easy and that sort of thing. But, I mean, a lot's on Capetti's shoulders right now, right? Especially if we don't get any other DPs in that possibly, there was some rumors that Capetti could possibly be leaving, but I honestly don't think that's going to happen, especially this late in the game for us. But yeah, I mean, and all these folks on the web, man, I just want to say this. Y'all have so many opinions and so much chatting behind the keyboard, but nobody is calling in to sort of have a good, solid discussion about it. Discussion's the word. Yeah, so call in the damn show already. So,
yeah, call the damn show already.
Yeah. Yeah, but so there's that. Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up on some of these. Yeah, he likes a supportive attacking midfielder for sure. Yeah, and 22 points. But yeah, I mean, even if we took 10 from them, right, we would have been easily sort of in the playoffs instead of the.
So what's your prediction? What's your prediction?
I don't know. I was asked that last night on Top Bin's podcast, and I originally said 7th, but then it was like, well, thinking about all the other teams around us, already kind of shoring up, and making their team stronger. I'm going to need to watch at least Coachella.
All right.
I think MLS, honestly, just when you in all leagues, out of all leagues, not even just limited to soccer leagues, has to be the hardest league in the world to predict.
Yeah.
The parity, the change from season to season, a team finishing, supporter shield winners falling out of the playoffs, and you've got bottom dwellers the next year fighting for top of the table. It's a crazy league. So it's such a hard one to predict.
I agree. I mean,
I'm gonna go
ahead.
7. I don't want to be in the play-in game. I want to be in, because the end of the season, is such a disappointing game. The way we showed up or didn't show up or whatever. But yeah, I'm saying 7. I'm gonna think positively. But old Bogert was like, there's no way you're gonna be in the top 5.
No, definitely not.
That's some bulletin board material. I kind of like that. Get them fired up a little bit. Say they can't even make the top 5 of the East.
Yeah, I agree. Right. Sorry, just catching up here. Carry on the conversation, folks.
So, Shawn, how do you pick what games you go to, away games and stuff?
It's largely dependent on how our supporters show up, and I'm there to be with them, help provide, obviously make sure from a club to club standpoint that they've got all the info from the visiting side of things, and they've got smooth entry, have no issues, right? If they're setting up a tailgate, they've got the supplies and resources from the team we're visiting to. So yeah, largely dependent on how many of those fans will be out there. So, Atlanta is always one I'll make the trip out to. If it's a new venue, one that I haven't been able to see just from an observation standpoint and seeing the fan experience, I'll try and check those out. But yeah, I've got 2 little ones, so I can't be hitting the road too much.
Yeah, see, and that goes back to my original post question about the 4 tickets I got, thinking I could go to 4 games when I don't have the little ones. But anyways, I'll take that up with Joe. Damn it, Joe. So yeah, what else is going on? Yeah, we didn't get off the Red Bulls. Top End thinks we're going to finish 12th. Yeah, second. I think we are second, I believe, right? Yes, we are all going to Austin. I'm excited for the Austin game. What else is going on? Uh-oh. We got somebody calling in. Biscuit Boy? Biscuit Boy, is that you? What? I don't know what you're saying, man.
I can't understand Biscuit.
we made.
It's like
Well,
it sounds like
at least the phone line works. At least the phone line works.
It sounds like two little brothers arguing over the phone and trying to.
Yeah. No, yep. So, but yeah. So let's go over some of this.
Well, there you got your call in, Lee. You got your call
it
in.
worked. Yeah. It worked. So yeah, hopefully you guys start calling in, man, and hit that sub button for us, right? You know, that helps us tremendously on everything. But I'm gonna just run through some of the comments that I starred, and yeah, we can go through that, and then we'll just close this bad boy down. So Shawn, question for you: are you gonna suit up for the right wing on the opener, man?
I'm too old and too slow to play on the wing.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with both points.
I'll play in the middle. I'll play in that center forward position.
Yeah. All right. But you know, that means running onto the ball, right?
Yeah, but I'll be fine. I can finish still.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So another question. The player signings last year was great, but so short. Any chance the club would consider doing multiple autograph sessions?
Yeah, it's certainly something we're open to. We've had a lot of discussions in this offseason. Obviously, a new manager coming in, and one of the things that was important to a lot of us was just connecting with him and player accessibility, and seeing how we can do more for our fans in terms of events utilizing our players. So I can't promise that we'll have another full-blown autograph session, but we are working on more events that include the team. So that's good feedback. I know last year's event was really popular. I know it was a big improvement in terms of just how we executed it from year one. So again, we take the feedback, we try and fix things if they're not working, and we're trying to build on it year after year. So yeah, I promise you we're looking at doing more and more events. And I think you guys have, at least I hope you've seen that in terms of all the different things we're offering and all the different types of events over the course of the year. And look, we get the frustration when you can't make an event or they're limited capacity, and that's why we're trying to do more of them. So hopefully over the course of the year as a season ticket member, you've been able to go to at least a few of the heavy hitters out there.
Yeah. And another question was, Jonathan mentions that they need to change the route for the March. The bottlenecks around clutch in the Panthers practice area are brutal. Any thoughts on that, or has there been any discussions about maybe taking a different route versus cutting right through there at clutch?
No discussions. Not since that.
I kind of like being under the tunnel, man, when we all stop and it just kind of gets loud.
Yeah, we did a number of walkthroughs before year one, and between working with our supporters, working with the city, working with our security and ops on determining the safest route too, right? What's going to be the easiest route? What's going to be right? I mean, it's like 0.6 miles, I think. If I remember correctly. So it's not too long, it's not too short, but it's also the safest route versus putting folks, anywhere near traffic where there's a lot of traffic on, I can't even remember the street name, but yeah.
Mint Street.
No, not Mint Street. The street on the other side of McNinch. Yeah. I mean, there's traffic up and down there. It's just not a safe route, particularly when we've got such a huge march. So yeah, I get the bottlenecking. It's not perfect, but it's the best we have for right now.
Yeah, fair enough. And will the club host in-stadium champ practices for all fans? I think that's what Thursday's for, right?
That's what Thursday's for, yeah. And look, we'd love to do more and more of those, but stadium's not always available. So, this Thursday, come on out. It's going to be big. We're hosting fans. It's free. Opportunity to get together, free drink on the club, get to know the new chants, get ready for February 24th. So that'll be a big one. We're excited about it.
What time?
Yep.
So that one is 6:30.
Right? Yeah, 6:30.
And do people have to RSVP?
They do.
Yeah, you should have got an email about it.
Check your emails. If you didn't, give your rep a call, get that email, ask a friend, tell another supporter to forward that email over to you.
Yep. Hit us up. We'll do it. I guess the Scarf of the Month subscriptions ended. Is that true?
Nope. I believe we had, I can't even recall when our last one was. I think we had one out December and January. So February should be coming up soon. They're typically first Friday-ish, first week of each month, but sometimes due to production delays, they'll come out a little bit later. So, but that should still be a thing.
Right on. let me see. What else? Shawn, you've got 2 Charlotte scarves back there and 15 Lazio scarves. Yeah,
Well, Lazio's been around for 120 plus years. Charlotte FC has only been around for 3. So yeah, I think my ratio is probably fair, right? 2 Charlotte FC scarves and 4 Lazio.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just trying to catch up here. That name of that road, by the way, is Moorhead.
Yep, that's right.
Yep. What else we got? I don't know. Subscription not released. Yeah, I don't know. Centene, are they still sponsoring the?
They're not. We still have the community section. Centene is not a partner.
Okay. Is anybody on that anymore, or is it just straight up?
Not yet.
Okay.
Yeah, we're working on that.
All right. Yeah. What else we got? Yeah, definitely. Can we just appreciate a team? I agree. I mean, we all want the team to succeed, right? And it's just a matter of hopefully we get some some players in to help with that. So, then folks are actually driving up for the Saturday game, so that's impressive. And apparently, there's no rain and 63 degrees tomorrow. So, cool with that. What are y'all's predictions for us after the first 5 games? That's a good question. JT, go for it, man. I'm going to let you start off with that one.
My prediction, pain. No, let's think. 3 wins and 2 draws.
Say that one more time.
3 wins and 2 draws.
Yeah. What do you think, Shawn?
I mean, I haven't even seen the team play yet, so honestly, it's not even going to be an educated. I'd feel like, let me see the team on February 24th and see how it all comes together in that first one, and then I'd feel a little bit more comfortable with predictions. But honestly, it's hard to say.
5 draws, yeah. I know. That a lot of people can draw it on the socials, man.
Undefeated.
So, yeah, undefeated. Charlotte's going to Charlotte, right, man? Yeah. So, last question, Shawn. What is Shawn looking forward to most in season 3? Man?
That's a great question. There's so much. I really am excited about some of the stuff that between the club and our supporters, what they're all cooking up. Just the match day experience, I think it's definitely unrivaled, and we haven't slept on that. Like, we wanted to continuously get better and better, and so really pumped about some of the stuff we've been working on. I mean, I took a trip. I saw somebody's question right here was like, I don't know. I think I glossed through it. There's a lot of comments flying in at 100 miles an hour, but I think somebody also asked, like, what was something that we might have taken from another club, from a fan experience that we would want to introduce. Had a chance with myself and a couple guys that lead up our entertainment team to go to Italy and check out a Champions League match with Napoli. And, there was some stuff that they do from a PA announcer standpoint. So excited to revamp that a little bit. And, we launched this a couple weeks ago, on my socials. You might've seen a post about PA announcer and what we were looking to do with that. So I'm excited for how that turns out. And then I mentioned, halftime, we're going to be doing something with our supporters, maybe an electric guitar involved in that. And just building on some of the already incredible.
And what Nashville does?
Nah, this is going to be supporter driven and a little bit different than what they do. What they just have, like, some guy playing country music at halftime.
Moses or something. I can't remember. There's just so much to go
on. This would be cool. Just a moment, with our supporters and a chant and trying to build on some of those. So I think there's some cool things that everybody's cooking up. And again, I think it's the best atmosphere. I mean, there's going to be 70,000 people in the building, February 24th. That's right. 3 years in a row to have that type of a crowd that every other MLS team, would kill for. I mean, that's what I'm excited for.
Yeah. Can we have a cash can after goals? That'd be brilliant. That'd be a mad rush. Not only will be beer being spilled everywhere, but yeah, that's funny.
Well, that's a real hard job, Shawn. Let's go to Naples and see what they do there. So that's nice that you get to go away like that with the club job.
Yeah, I believe there should be some autograph sessions at some point there, Ben. I think you said you were working on that, right, Shawn?
Yeah, I mean, we like I said, we have the one at minimum autograph session, and we're working on more and more events on top of that. So, yeah, we've been pretty proud and always building on it. But the events from your kit launch to autograph sessions to all the events in between. I mean, last year we had a ton. That really was able to accommodate for all different types of fans, whether you had a family, whether you were corporate, whether you were just coming out to games with your buddies and drinking. We did events kind of cater to everybody. So we made sure there was something in there for you too, Lee.
I appreciate that, man. My bucket hat. Can't wait. But yeah, so with that being said, folks, if you're new to the show, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share, tell your friends about us. Every Tuesday at 9, we are here. Live shows, live interviews afterwards. We pick and choose our live watch-alongs depending on if we have time to do it and if we're away, or some of us like to travel. So, so hit all that up. Shawn, where can people find you, buddy?
Man, you can find me on Twitter at CharlotteFC_CFO or at Shawn_McIntosh. I'm on Instagram at Shawn McIntosh, TikTok at Chief Fan Officer. So I'm all over the place, man.
That's it. JT, any final thoughts, man?
Y'all, man, Shawn's one of the only CFOs in the world, as far as I know. So thank you so much for coming on. Thank you so much, everyone out there. We are getting stoked. The season's about to start.
Yeah, lots of fun stuff coming up. Lots of fun stuff coming up from here.
From us. Stream it tomorrow. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. And next week, more people call in.
Yeah, for real. I got to call in, man. Got to call in. So with that being said, for the fans, by the fans.
Damn it.